Hello, what is up gamers? This is Gamers Latest back with another video. I've already mentioned in my previous video, if you have not watched it, it's right here. That I'm going to be talking about the new 3 characters that it's gonna be in PENACONY 2.0. Why am I talking so robotic? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the first PENACONY characters, the first characters that will be debuting in PENACONY or 2.0. So mainly, it's already right in your screen right here. There's Black Swan, Sparkle, and Misha. Why are you in the center? Okay, never mind. So yeah, I'm not gonna change that. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about Black Swan, Misha, and Sparkle in general. We're just gonna be basing on the live stream, what the devs said about their general kits itself. Really, I'm not gonna really go into like the unknown territory where I wouldn't say it's unknown, more like a dark web kind of territory, kind of situation where we'll talk about their kits and stuff like that. When the real kit comes out, then we'll dive deeper more into what really they can bring into this comps itself. So a general description about these characters. First, half of the banner we'll be getting Black Swan. Oh, no wonder I put in center. Yeah, because Black Swan and Misha will be available in the first half of the banner of 2.0. So Black Swan, as you all know, is a Nihility. I would say it's a wind character falling in the path of Nihility, and then we have Misha, an ice character who follows the path of the destruction. So kind of have a general idea really from their paths, what are they gonna bring, but usually different. Sometimes these paths can, if you have looked at previous, I would say, characters, sometimes they follow this path, but they exhibit other kind of paths. But people might speculate they will provide like Black Swan, Path of Nihility. Usually, it's either they provide debuffs or of course DOT kind of damages. And then we have destruction characters. They're just mainly your tip of the spear kind of characters, really providing DPSs. And of course, I think Misha also exhibits that kind of so-called that simple, plain kind of destruction-esque kind of character. And of course, Black Swan herself also really provide that Nihility-esque kind of skill itself. And then the next half of banner will have Sparkle. So really, Sparkle is a quantum character who follows the path of Harmony. So Harmony really just provide support and just really mainly the support role itself. From the live stream itself, you can see that they never really, I would say, never really provide any exhibit kind of like other kind of paths, kind of abilities. So they're just really just straightforward, really nihility, and then destruction, and then harmony and harmony. So yeah, that's the basic description of the character itself. So we'll move on to the set where we'll just talk about their general kits, what the devs really, the live stream really stated on their kits and their skill itself. So we'll move on to that. First up is Black Swan. So Black Swan will provide this kind of arcana kind of effect, which is also your DOT kind of effect itself. So your basic and your skill will inflict this kind of arcana to your enemies as you launch this basic and skill attack towards your enemies. And this arcana kind of effect itself can be stacked, and over time provide damages, and there's a plus to it where it will increase also damage over time. So you provide damages over time, but with this arcana stack itself, it will provide an increased damage over time itself. So it's I would say they provide damage, and then there's another so-called added damage as it goes over time. So really, as you can see, Black Swan is poised to really bring the damage levels of dot coms to another higher level. And if you pair with Kafka, a dot enabler, and other kind of dot characters, I think it's gonna really up the level of dots comms in general, and it's gonna be good for those players or accounts that really follow the so-called playstyle of dots in general. And I think I wouldn't say she's a must pull, but I believe she is a really important pool for the word here is important pool for those dots players out there. Really, it's gonna really benefit you in the long run, especially when you have this character in your account, in your party in itself. So next up we have Sparkle, and Sparkle, following the path of Harmony, she does from the live stream is that she first increases your SP cap, your skill points cap, from 5 to 7, and apparently her ult restores skill points for her allies, which is always a good thing. So every time you want her to ult as many times as possible, so that you can have, I would say, SPs and max skill points for your allies to use in your party, and of course provide that added boost damage every now and then, every turn. And of course, as another added kit to it is added ability to it is that use of those SPs will deal more damage. So when you're looking at a kit, I think there's a few 1-2 characters, as the devs also stated, in mind that some 1 or 2 characters will benefit. Of course, there are more, which we will dive into deeper. So yeah, that's for Sparkle. Then we have Misha. Misha, I would say she's, from her kit, I think talking about kit is that there's this passive ability. say, I mean, I would speculate really, is that when more SP used by your allies, will provide more damage for his ult. So it is a kind of a, say, reliant. So I would say she will thrive in those party or comms that use, I mean, all party comms use SP. So she's going to really benefit in either way. For example, like dots or other hyper carry or dual comms kind of situations. I think she's going to really benefit from that. So you will want to use a lot of SP, and you'll be surprised what kind of comms you'll be in, which we'll dive into deeper later. And of course, I think it's just an added kind of technique that she can stop time for enemies from attacking you, which is, so yeah, that's all their kits in general. Like I said, it's just based on the devs live stream. It's just going to be really speculating, but of course it's just going to be really give you that pre-informed say information. And as we go into 2.0, we will be seeing their full extent of their kits and traces, and we'll see what can they really bring. And I'm gonna make a video on that also, and it's gonna be a really much more dive deeper, and it's gonna be really a more informed decision of who the characters that you need to really pull for this upcoming update. And I mean, in general, we can see what kind of characters that really benefit which comms and which synergies, which we'll move on to the next video itself. So talking about synergies, I mean, we do have a few characters in mind in terms of synergies from the looks of their, I would say, their kits generally. So we'll look at Black Swan first. So Black Swan is a character, of course, I mean, generally she's a dots character, and she provides that, I would say, increased damage output to your dots com account. So for those who, I believe all of you will have Kafka really for those dots mains. So basically, she definitely thrives in that kind of synergy. So she will definitely work very well with a dot enabler like Kafka herself, which I think these two will really just be your so-called tip of the spear kind of situation, where they will provide that DPSs, and then the third and the fourth slot sustain. Yeah, just to keep them from, you know, dying. And then maybe a third slot will be your harmony or another dots character, which either from all of these three will definitely provide that I would say increased boost in damage, and, you know, give your character give your party an overall upgrade in terms of the damage output in general. So for example, like the likes of Gunaifen, Sampo, Luca, yeah, you can slot in the third slot. And of course, the harmony characters, maybe Hanya. I mean generally it will be Runmei, because Runmei is a very good character for those who have Runmei. I mean, she's a 5-star limited character, so for those who didn't pull for her, maybe Asta, maybe. Yeah, Asta is, I mean, generally Asta is one of those I would say early 4-star harmony characters that you can pair up with Dotscom. So if you don't have any of like other dots, maybe I mean, Asta in early game you have her, and you have already like have her in higher eidolons, that's good. I mean, if you have Runmei, it's better because of her weakness break efficiency. So this is the main kind of comms. I mean, sustain will be either like preservation, any of the preservation or abundance character that you pair up with her. So yeah, this is generally the comms that synergies that you want to work together with Black Swan herself. Black Swan herself as a main DPS, we'll have to see really. I mean, generally from what I got from my dreams or revelations, yeah, Black Swan is a must. I mean, if you really want to pull her and you don't have Black Swan, that is going to be up in the air, but we'll have to see, really. I mean, as we dive into a kick deeper, I think for those who want to play dots and really want to main her as a main DPS, we'll have to see when her banner drops, whether you really need Kafka. There's always that situation where, oh, you have this character, but you really need her. That must really have kind of situation. So it's kind of like we'll have to see. I mean, for those who really sees the kit, I mean, for those who have dreams about the kit itself, maybe have a better informed decision. But yeah, I'm not gonna dive into that, but we'll just have to see in the future itself. So next up we have Sparkle. Sparkle is a harmony character. Usually I think she does fit in this, I would say, in this category. Mainly, I wouldn't say she's I mean, there's nothing wrong with dots really capitalizing on her support role. The more dots they can use their skills, the better. It's their skills that really provide that added elemental. I mean, the dots damage itself, the damage over time effect itself, there's nothing wrong with pairing up evil with dots. So yeah, but I believe she's not universal as Runmei. No, that'd be wrong. But I mean, she is pretty universal. I wouldn't want to compare her with Runmei. I mean, people be like, oh, I already have Runmei, so maybe I should not pull for. It's a bit of a yes, and depends on what character that you have also too. Runmei does excel in anywhere, really. She's also an SP generator, but not as much as Sparkle. So what characters do you want to like prioritize? Then, so for example, you have this character, so the priority will be much more greater. So Sparkle will definitely benefit most destruction character, and my emphasis on most. So for example, we have Daniel here, and we have maybe Shui. I mean, Shui is a, so for those who main mono quantum, Shui, Sele, really, they're gonna benefit a lot from Sparkle because you need their skills to stack their effects. So these two are going to benefit. So especially Daniel using in his enhanced attack, of course, on top of the SP boost damage that Sparkle gives, it's gonna really make these two characters broken. Of course, there are some other characters that I will go into. I said mostly destruction characters. The other two characters, okay, of course, Jing Liu, of course, in fact, also can fit into it, and other destruction characters like Arlen, Hook, or I would say the Trailblazer himself with the physical form. Yeah, this, I mean, they're gonna benefit. But for those characters that doesn't benefit, for example, we have the likes of Blade and Clara, they don't really, I would say, gives a much, they will not draw as much potential as these two characters. So for those who want to pair up synergy with them, not really. For those who have these two characters only, I wouldn't say Sparkle would be a right choice. You might want to go for other harmony characters, really, because they don't really benefit from SP usage itself. So now these are two other characters that you wouldn't want to pair up with Sparkle herself. So that's for the destruction side. And then for the erudition, or yeah, for erudition, the likes of Jiguan, you have QQ, and of course, wondering why Himeko, but these three characters are going to benefit a lot. QQ because of the tiles, King Yuan because of his lightning lord, and Himeko of course of a victory rush. So these three are going to benefit a lot. And of course, for other follow-up characters, like for example, we have Dr. Ratio, say Topaz, and other hunt characters in general, it's going to benefit a lot from her SP. And of course, there's another destruction character that I never really poised to. I mean, and of course, it's Misha herself, because Misha has this passive ability that I told you. I would say it's a passive ability that I would say it's in her kit that the more SP you uses, the more damage her ult can produce. So she's definitely gonna provide that sub DPS role in tandem with other characters here in general. Like for example, if you're meaning other these characters as your main DPS, then she's going to provide that sub DPS role really in general. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's really how Misha's gonna work. Really, she can really provide that elemental coverage, so she can work with anyone as a sub DPS. Really, just a sub DPS role, like sub DPS. And then if you want her to be a main DPS, I think that's where her Eidolon is going to be playing, because in general, as you can see from other characters, main Eidolons really, as you increase in Eidolons, they tend to go from sub DPS to main DPSs, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting her in high Eidolons or her at E6. I think she's going to really provide the elemental coverage. There's nothing wrong with that. For those who doesn't have like those very strong characters, I mean, in the ice department, there are not many. I mean, there are one only. There is one only. I want to say two because Yanqing really doesn't fit the bill. So like of Jinglu, or maybe you're waiting for Jinglu in return, but you are still struggling in the ice department, then Misha can be one that to be considered. So yeah, and yeah, other harmony characters. So Parker can really just really vibe with anyone here in terms of like other harmony characters. I mean, all harmony characters really, in general, can really fit anywhere. It's just, for example, but depends on the character's usage also. Like for example, we have the exceptionals like for Clara and Blade. If you look at this side of characters, Bronya might not be the one. I'm just talking in general, but yeah, Sparkle can really, I would say, pair up with other harmony characters. But looking at the end of the day, we really have to see the character usage. For like for example, those who are meaning some of these characters here, there are those who benefit, that those doesn't. I would say benefit more like doesn't really exhibit max potential. They still can use with Clara, but I mean, they can still be used with Sparkle herself. But best believe they're not gonna really draw her max potential of her so-called SP usage, because they don't really use SP usage, and their follow-up attacks is one that is based on whether they get hit or whether his HP got hit. So yeah, Sparkle wouldn't be as much potentially a good max drawn out character for these two in general. Hope you guys have a pre-informed video. It's kind of a video that gives you a pre-information-esque kind of video. I mean, this is a video of just pre-informing you guys about these characters in general. So I hope that this provides a level of, I would say, understanding of these characters. And maybe when the character drops and when the update drops, I'm gonna make a more detailed version of this kind of video. So hope you guys stay for the this kind of videos. I mean, this is my first time too, so I hope you guys are patient. I mean, I'm not as confident, but I hope to be as confident in the future. I mean, with more practice, I'll definitely be more confident. So yeah, thank you, and thank you for watching, and as always, see you on the next video.